Hi. I've been doing some research. I've been looking at videos on the website, on this website specifically. Sometimes I can even bring myself to rewatch some of my videos. I put myself through this torture to improve my hobby here. Now, through this research, I've learned what I don't like, things I don't want to emulate. Hey. I don't like the super fast editing.
And now I'm stuck inside prison. And if we want to be released, we need to pay the guards $3, which I don't have.
The loud noises.
We just hit 100 million subscribers, and from the bottom of my heart,
I myself am trying to get to the point where I don't have to cover up my mms in between each sentence and in the middle of some of the sentences. It just makes the video sound a little disjointed. So I'm trying to get better about that. Now that's my own personal goal. And I look at these other videos, the really popular ones on YouTube, and I'm just...
What's up, gentlemen? So by the end of this video, your girl's gonna be like,
I thought it was a good idea to jump to 747, but I missed the arrest me and take John.
So today, we're gonna take a nice, relaxing look at some more fight scenes. That was a better idea before I realized how covered in animal hair that bed is. The first scene we're looking at is from a movie called The China Salesman, or China Salesman, it doesn't matter. It's a Steven Seagal movie. The reason this fight scene interests me though is it has an actor that you might recognize from one of the Hangover movies.
All my life. Oh Lord.
Yeah, Mike Tyson. He also did some fighting on the side. The beginning of this scene we're just gonna gloss over because it's not a fight, so I don't really care. We can also gloss over it because this is not exactly where Mike Tyson shines.
Well, I will not put him, but I will stick to my fate.
He's not an actor.
Send me tea or die!
The setting for this fight is Mr. Seagal wants Mike to drink alcohol. Mike doesn't want to drink alcohol.
I must say, I appreciate the offer, my friend, but a rule's a rule. I do not drink.
That offends Mr. Seagal, so they serve him pee?
No alcohol? Then drink this.
To make sure that you know it's pee, the guy that pours it zips up the front of his shirt as he brings it out. Now, once the fighting starts, you can immediately tell that Mike Tyson is a fighter. He's not an actor that's trying to struggle through a fight scene. He is a fighter that is struggling through his own retirement. Even so, there are a lot of liberties taken with this fight. Like, can you imagine punching someone so hard that their entire body rises off the ground? Bodies don't work that way. I've seen some devastating uppercuts in my time.
To try to get a matchup with Ngannou.
Humans are just fleshy Pez dispensers. The head lifts, but not the entire body. This movie has the trope where everybody just kind of circles around the main guy and waits their turn to go fight him. And one guy jumps on a table, like that's gonna give him some kind of advantage. Maybe he's thinking if Mike Tyson just comes up to his knees, then it'll be equivalent to fighting a toddler. But that doesn't work out for him. I love it. He's blocking correctly, he's punching correctly. It's very refreshing to see actual fighting mechanics when everything else is just garbage. Like that. This is not an advisable way to block a kick. The fight choreographer has Mike Tyson in his building, a guy known for excessively good head movement, and this is what you're making him do. Come on, wake up, sheeple. On the opposite end of the spectrum, you have this flowy Steven Seagal stuff. He looks silly doing this in a normal setting, and then you put him next to a fighter like Mike Tyson, and it just looks even more ridiculous. He looks like he's trying to lure people into a car dealership.
How you doing, sweetheart? Everything good? Happy? All right?
What did he say right there? Is this the English version of this movie? At this point, these people should know that wood does not stand a chance against Mike Tyson. It just splinters at his touch. Oh my gosh, why do people keep blocking strikes with their face? Is this like an alpha male thing? You just take the punch to be a man? Blocking is for betas? Beta blockers? Say what you will about the man, but Mike Tyson knows how to punch. Hot take. This scene is just a roller coaster of emotion because it's something I hate followed by something that is just so satisfying to watch. Obviously this is art and it should be regarded as such, but there is one little catch. This isn't a fight scene between Mike Tyson and a seagull at all, because they were never in the same room while filming this. Thanks to clever editing and body doubles, it looks like they've got their grubby little hands all over each other, but they don't. In fact, in this entire scene, there's only one shot where you can see both of their faces at the same time. And through clever CSI Miami editing, if you zoom in and enhance, you can see that Mike Tyson is just photoshopped in. This whole film is a lie. Mike Tyson probably loves to drink piss. This next scene is from the 2009 Guy Ritchie movie, Sherlock Holmes. One of the better Sherlock renditions, I think. I'm a big fan of this movie. The setting for this scene is fun. It's a manly little underground fight club. Shirtless men, what's not to like? There isn't anything too egregious in this fight scene. Holmes is striking in a reasonable manner. He's taking strikes in a reasonable manner. He's just playing around with the guy. He's drinking. He's having fun. The issue, however, comes when he starts to get serious about the fight.
This mustn't register on an emotional level.
When he starts plotting all of the moves that he's about to do and how the guy is going to react to his moves, he goes like 9 layers deep in assumptions.
Distract target. Block his blind jab. Counter with cross to left cheek. Discombobulate. Dazed. He'll attempt wild haymaker. Employ elbow block. Body shot. Block ferrule left. Weaken right jaw. Now fracture. Break cracked ribs. Traumatize solar plexus. Dislocate jaw entire. Heel kick to diaphragm. Capacity to spit it back of head. Neutralized.
You can't be that confident. Even if you are Sherlock Holmes, one small change by the other person is just going to throw your entire plan out the window. Mike Tyson has something to say about this exact thing.
Everybody has the game plan until they get punched in the face.
So that all said, we know exactly what would actually happen in a scenario like this. I can't let this affect me on an emotional level. First, distract. Dodge blind right. Rotate areolas. Employ elbow block. Disintegrate ribs. Finally, sterilize. In summary, covered in leaves, throbbing nipples, shattered ribs. Physical recovery later today. Psychological recovery, probably never. Ability to have children, neutralized. I often go down these deep rabbit holes on YouTube. This one has been my latest. Now, I'm assuming this is shown to soldiers once in a group setting, and they never see it again before they're sent off to combat. So keep that in mind. as we watch this thing.
Our boys unfortunately have but one weapon, a knife. One knife for two men isn't what can be called adequate weapon strength. But one of the men is a darn good club fighter, and he switches weapons with his friends. Most beaches are littered with clubs.
It starts off just saying, "Is your friend a better knife fighter than you? Give him the knife so at least one of you survives. You just pick up some beach garbage. Try and defend yourself with that."
This is the low thrust. It is executed by keeping your right foot in place and extending your left foot slightly forward. As you crouch down, touch your left hand to the deck for balance and lunge out with your knife hand, extending it full length to the stomach.
Okay, so disclaimer, I am not a Marine or an expert knife fighter or have even successfully killed a man with a knife. But I have to imagine the first time somebody tries this move under a high-stress situation, they're just going to face-plant like a toddler that's just learning how to stand up. I assume this is especially effective if your opponent is a former figure skater.
Knee him in the crotch. This will knock his head back, leaving his face unprotected. Bring the club down on the bridge of his nose. It is guaranteed to end his interest in life. Your interest in life can get a jolt from which it may never recover.
The first time I watched this, I really did think the narrator, was about to say, "You'll get a jolt you'll never recover from if you'll take a life." He's just talking about doing the move slightly wrong and then getting killed for it.
Your interest in life can get a jolt from which it may never recover if you grab from the front.
This brings me to my biggest gripe with this video. I feel like everything's too detailed. All of the moves they're doing have so many little details that they want you to follow.
Step away from your enemy's blade while knocking it to one side with the top quarter of your own. Hand cut, throat slash, side jab. Grab his wrist. Force that blade down. Grab the wrist. Jab him in the midsection. Grab that wrist, tickle him in the ribs with your knife. Reach behind you with your right hand, keeping your palm out, and grab the wrist. Cross your arms at the wrist with the club hand on top. Put the club under his leg and grab his wrist. Flip him off his feet onto his stomach. Curl your leg about his and grab his wrist. Hit him on the back of the neck with your left hand and grab that wrist. Grab his wrist with your left hand and wrap it around the club. Bring your right hand up over his left and grab his wrist.
I don't know how long each soldier gets in training before they're sent off to war, but I can't imagine they're spending years learning knife fighting and fighting with beach garbage. They're not going to be experts, and I feel like that creates a false sense of confidence with not a good set of skills to back it up. I do really like the part where they label all of the vulnerable spots to hit a person, and they end up just labeling every body part.
To do the most damage with the club held with the long grip, aim for vulnerable spots such as the knee, wrist, elbow, base of neck, bridge of nose, crotch, stomach, and throat.
This is another example of overcomplicating.
The club hand on top and pass the club in front of his neck as you quickly grab the other end with your left hand. Pull back with a jerk as you firmly plant your knee in the small of his back and throw him to the deck.
Couldn't you just tell somebody to whap them with a club as hard as they can? That would be effective, right? I feel like that would be simpler. Again, I have never done this.
Just to make sure he's got a survey, hit him between the eyes, knock out his teeth, smash his windpipe, crack his ribs, and club him in the crotch.
That part would work.
If you want to fight like no gentleman should, and who wants to be a gentleman, try a sample of real dirty fighting.
The last 2 minutes of this video, I think that's really effective. They just go into saying, when you fight somebody, you don't have to play by rules. You can grab dirt and throw it in their eyes. You can take a helmet off and throw it at the person.
A sharp thumb in the eye will make the enemy wonder what he's fighting for. And finally, there is expectoration M1, otherwise known as spitting.
Do whatever you need to do to survive. Spit, pee. I personally would remember that a lot longer than a 17-step instructional on how to disarm someone with a club and then bring them to the ground and hold them there. Alright, so there you have it. A few more fight scenes. One instructional when you want to spit on somebody. The Marines told you how to do it. If you made it this far, thank you for watching this. If you're someone that knows me in real life, please do not tell me that you watched it because I am an awkward person and I will be awkward. But thank you. One thing I learned from all the YouTube research I did is call to action. So if you enjoyed this video, great.